What's going on, Aries? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having the greatest week so far. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, likes, and shares. Your support really is just fantastic, Aries, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Harry was brought to you. We're in for an amazing journey. At Aries, I have some exciting news. So now I've been kind of looking at my chart and things, and now the energies have really kind of aligned real nicely, and I am open for personal readings now. So I have calendar links down in the description box below, and I'm still learning how to pin stuff in the comments, so stay tuned for that. But, but yeah, I have calendar links with all the different services that I'll be offering. I have like a half hour tarot readings, hour tarot readings, natal chart readings, and transit readings as well. So if you want to learn where the planets are at and how you can work with the energies, or just understand your chart and the energies that you've chosen a little bit deeper there, Aries, I got your back. So definitely all of that stuff is in the description box. And then if you have any further questions along with that, I'll include, and I need to include that for Leo, I'll include a link for, they got the rough version of this is a little more tailored now, but I'll have a link for an email to reach out for me as well if you have any questions. And keep in mind, with that being said there, Aries, I will never reach out with you for or asking you for any information if you haven't made contact with me first. So that's something to keep in mind as well, because scammers are about doing all sorts of shenanigans. So we just want to be mindful of your resources. So, but yeah, that's the exciting news there, Aries, and I am honored and excited to hopefully be of service to you. And I look forward to working with you whenever the universe has to bring us together there, Aries. But now, Aries, this is your weekly download, which this one may change a little bit depending on how things pick up there, Aries. I may just be doing the monthly and the yearly ones, which is fine. But yes, it's with this weekly download. Whenever you happen to come across this video happens to come across you there, Aries, there may be some messages in here for you. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on the situation, okay? So with all that being said there, Aries, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling lovely. Just wonderful energy all around here, Aries. Now I'm going to pull a few oracle cards from this deck here, and then we'll get some details with the tarot. But before we jump into this thing, Aries, these readings that I do, they're not gender specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations, okay? Nice. And in case if y'all were curious, the decks that I'm working with, thank you, spirits, which I got this one at a store, so I need to look this one up. But I have included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down below some links for some other readers that I'd like watching their area, so definitely check them out. They are a wonderful group, very powerful insights. I think you might enjoy them. There's also a link for an astrologer that I like watching as well, and then there's some links for some podcasts that I've been listening to, and also there's some tools down there for some apps and things. So since we're gonna be working on your chart there, Aries, nice little tools to have at your having your little toolbox there. That description box is just loaded for you, so definitely avail yourself of that, Aries. But let's go ahead and get into your first card here, which I like this, Aries, and this is a card of Aim to God. And keep in mind with this, Aries, it's whatever you see as, I feel this energy, this is whatever you consider your higher self, or like what do you consider source, whether this be God, whether this be Buddha, whether this be the ancestors, your deities, your cosmic family, like however this higher force that is bigger to yourself. I do feel with this energy, it is how we do connect with something bigger than what we consider ourselves there, Aries, because we do all come from the same source. And how do you aim towards your higher self? What actions are you taking in order to be this It's like almost like how are you showing up in the world, really being thoughtful about that. Are whenever you're going about your, whether this is going to the grocery store, whether this is going to the movies, whether this is going on a date, whether this is going on a hike, what energies are you bringing? How are you embodying that higher energy there? And I even feel like too, even for some, it's like there is even this like connecting to, if you're not sure about this, kind of thinking about these bigger questions, who you are, and like what is your divine calling. I'm even kind of getting with this sense, because I feel Aries energy is one that it inspires. You really do spur a fire in people. That is, it's really, I think it's really cool. I remember talking with this Aquarius not too long ago, and she has an Aries moon. And I feel like when you find something that you're really passionate about, she was talking about something, and at first I was like, huh, an Aries moon. And then she went to talk about something, and then I just got that little dose of heat, and that lit up all night. I was just like, oh, I was like, there it is. So, and I feel like it is like what kind of lights you up, what gets you inspired, and just like, let me get some tarot on this, Aries, and get some details with this. All right, Aries. Thank you, spirits. Let's see what's going on here. Hmm. I love that. Destiny's calling. So you have the Ten of Swords, the Page of Swords, the Three of Cups, the Five of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and then Big Papa here, Jupiter, the Wheel of Fortune. Let's talk about Big Papa, because this is definitely in Jupiter's domain. This definitely gets me thinking about like the ninth house energy, which can be this energy of your beliefs. And I feel even for some, as I'm saying this, it's just like maybe there's this energy of just like destiny's calling for you in a sense. Maybe you're feeling spurred or feeling inspired to go maybe on a quest of self discovery, or maybe this could be even. It's just like I feel like something within is trying to igniting you in a sense, really kind of do that thing that really feels, I feel like that helps you shine, that helps you just get connected with source. And I feel like it's really kind of thinking about this stuff is being very thoughtful and very intentional with how you're going, again, how you're showing up in the world, and not even in the world. First I feel like it's how you're showing up for yourself, and then how that can inspire others there, Aries. Because again, I do feel like Aries energy is one, you are great leaders. And this doesn't necessarily have to, you mean to have to be in a position of power to be a leader there, Aries. You could be the one where you're doing something and it inspires your friends, it inspires your family, it inspires your partner. But I do feel this is something where for some, maybe we are with the Five of Pentacles kind of feeling this emptiness, or maybe feeling this lack, because it's Five of Pentacles and Ten of Swords energy maybe suggests this energy of just kind of feeling at a low, possibly, or maybe we've just kind of been not necessarily it could be like a depressive state, possibly, but I feel like we've just maybe been feeling like maybe in a little bit of a funk, and we're starting to think about these sort of things, maybe starting to question just like, is this all that there is to offer? And then there's this going within. I feel like the Page of Swords is just like challenging that idea. And maybe this could be even too meeting up with some people, maybe talking about these sort of bigger things in life there, those who feel maybe comfortable talking about that. This could be even, and not that there's anything wrong with this, I'm all with it. Maybe we're talking with the therapist, possibly, or someone who I feel maybe some sort of getting some sort of spiritual guidance, whatever that's looking like. But kind of working through these maybe kind of bigger, kind of nebulous questions and kind of grounding that stuff. And even just thinking too, Aries, you have a lot of interesting energy traveling through your sign right now. Just even thinking about the North Node is going through your sign, which kind of like this signifies your destiny, where your soul's trying to call you through. How you maybe what are maybe facing some insecurities that you've been feeling with the nodes, depending on where your Aries placements are at. I want to say the nodes are like about the 18th degree right now. And also Chiron is going through your sign as well. And Chiron is that wounded healer. Again, maybe where our pride or our self-esteem had been wounded. And it's just like, how are we processing that? How are we healing? Maybe we had some who, we were maybe striving for a higher calling. And then maybe we had some that maybe dismissed your feelings or something along those lines there. Aries kind of shut these ideas down, and now we've just been in this state, almost like this impoverished state in a sense, just like there's this something that's lacking here for some. And that can be a very tough place to be, Aries, and that can get your thoughts in a very kind of low spot. But the nice thing is, when we're aiming towards that higher self, all you can do is go up from here. So I like that, Aries. I feel like that's really, I feel like that, potentially could be very, very, very healing energy. Very nice. Lovely little start there. Let's get another oracle on this. Alright, Aries. I dig it. Thank you, spirits. So you have the embodiment card here. And this energy is like this thing of like, stop thinking about it, stop like thinking and talking about it, and go ahead and living it out. Because maybe for some, we've been in our heads for a long time. We've been wanting to maybe pursue this management career. Maybe we wanted to change this job. Maybe we want to maybe travel more, or maybe just there's something that I feel like that if you've been like, if there's been something inside of you, I'm just picturing this, there's like this little thought that's been on a loop that's just like, hey, you have this desire, that this thing would or could potentially do something for you here, but it's just like maybe we're afraid of embodying this thing because this could be out of fear, this could be out of anxiety, whatever this may be. I feel that it's like, if we don't do it, then we'll never truly know. We're just letting our imaginations paint this one scenario there, where we could use that same imaginative energy to embody and to picture something completely different there, aiming towards your higher self, aiming towards that goal, aiming towards that thing. It's almost giving me like a 5 of Swords energy, or maybe even like a 7 of Wands, where we're worried about like it doesn't quite fit in with the mold of others, or how others have gone about things, or there's this could be this like criticizing energy that I'm even kind of getting. But I feel if there's something that you've been wanting to do, that you've been saying that you've been wanting to do, but it's just like, it's like either, and this may sound a little harsh, Aries, and I don't mean it to be, but it's like, if we're not going to do anything, let's say you've been wanting to become like a dancer, and we just keep talking about it. One day I'm going to be doing dancing, one day I'm going to do dancing, but then we just keep, we stay in that sort of like low 10 of Swords type of energy. Then it's just like, maybe we need to stop saying that, and not to give up on this dream, Aries, don't get me wrong. But again, maybe kind of be inquisitive with this Page of Swords. Again, it's like, what is preventing you from embodying this energy? And then when we get down to the source of that, again, not stop talking about it and start being about it, really kind of living that thing in. Because the only thing that you can't control anything else around you, but you can control you, Aries, and no one can control you. You can take actions, you can do whatever it is that you want to do. You do. I feel like again, when I was talking about those nodal energies and the Chiron, it's like finding your sense of authority and healing that emperor. So, but let's get some tarot on this, Aries, and get some details. Aries. Spirits. See what's going on. I love when Spirit does that. Thank you. So, there you are, that inner emperor there, Aries. So you got the emperor, you have the hermit, you have the page of wands, and then you have that's lovely. You got the 9 of cups there. And so, like I was saying, if you have this wish that you want to achieve there, Aries, the 9 of cups is just that visualization, that being in that vibration of, oh, this is what I want, this is what I've envisioned for myself. But it's, that's where that's all nice and all, but that's all it is just a thought. And now we're in this place, especially with just thinking where Saturn's at. It's time to take that nebulous energy, those ideas, and start to give those things form, give it structure, reflect on what it is that we can do with the hermit being here to embody that. And then even just think of the hermit as Virgo energy. What can we do day to day? How are we showing up day to day in order to achieve that goal there, Aries? And I feel that this is something where the page of wands is giving me this energy of enjoy the process. Let that pursuit ignite you. The emperor, let's talk about you. The emperor uses fear as fuel. And it's not to say, again, that I feel like it is the acknowledgement of that fear, if that's something that, or whatever this is, that is holding you back. The emperor he's not ignoring the fact that that is the case, but it's just like, again, how do you respond to that energy? That's what makes the emperor so wise, as opposed to him just being maybe reactive or him not doing anything at all, because I even feel like sometimes we can even maybe overcompensate in another area to try to prove something, but then you still feel that hollowness, I feel, with like the 5 of Pentacles here, because we're not really embodying our true calling there. So yeah, I feel the Emperor's like, it's time to show up and show out there, Aries. Really kind of be with it there. So, I dig that. I think I'm going to leave that there, Aries. I love that. Let's get some tea, and then let's get your last card. Alright, Aries. Alright, Aries. So you have the mind and meditation card here. And I like that, considering we have had the Hermit too. I feel with this card that, because when we think about meditation, I feel like sometimes we think it's about like completely shutting our thoughts off and not really allowing, the thoughts to think in. If you've ever tried just sitting there and tried to control your, like, not have a thought, that's almost impossible, Aries. Like, there's always something that's going to be brought up, but I feel like it's just like, where is that focus? That's where I feel like, meditation is about focusing on this thing, that getting into like that. It's like getting into like visualizations and types of things. What does your inner emperor look like? What is it that they want in order to feel this sense of, I I feel like this sort of like sense of inner authority is what I'm feeling like, like working through even when I'm thinking about this page of swords and three of cups, because again it's almost giving me like a five of swords energy. It's just like we have others thoughts and things and different programmings that we have in our head, and it's just like finding our own original thought here and finding out what it is that we truly want. How do we aim to God, again, or again, whatever you consider a higher power. And And I feel like that, and I remember listening to a podcast, and someone was, and they said this in a way that I really liked. It's like we've gotten so used to living from like the neck up. There's so much value that has been put on the mind, but the rest of us we've just been disconnected from even like our heart center and things. Like because I was reading in this deck actually. I really like this deck. It was talking about there's a card in here that's the heart, and it was mentioned that like the heart just has as many like neurons and neurotransmitters as the mind. And I'm just thinking with the knight of wands, how for me he's Leo energy, and Leo rules over the heart, and how he lets that energy, and even the page of wands reminds me of kind of like a mix of kind of like you and Leo in a sense. There's this inspired energy, this one like asking yourself, how do we want to, what just livens us up, what gets us to that thing when we think about it, we're like, yes, I want to go do that like right now. Like that's the thing, and sticking to that. But I do feel that this mind card, it's just like we've been thinking so much, and now it's time to just kind of hone in. It is a sense, I feel like it's like quieting the noise and finding a focus, finding that like and let me get some tarot on this Aries, get some details with that. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, look at all this family of wands that you're getting there, Aries. They're all feeling inspired. I'm with it. And this is your cards for me, because you got the Queen of Wands here, the Nine of Wands, the Devil, the Ace of Swords, and then the Stars here, Aries. And let's switch back over, which is the Star card. Where do you want to start? Let's start with the lovely Queen of Wands. Because the Queen of Wands, she's one that I'm getting with the Queen of Wands is that I feel like the Queen of Wands sometimes she can be a bit impulsive. She can be the type that just sort of jumps at one thing or another, and that's why I feel like the Page of Wands I feel like has been, or excuse me, the Page of Swords I feel like has been kind of like a centerpiece in this reading, where it's just like we've maybe just kind of been jumping at things and just sort of like just trying stuff out there, but nothing is truly resonating. And now it's like we're almost getting to this sense of burnout in a way with this nine of wands being here. And I do feel with the Ace of Swords, it's like I was saying, it's just like that there's it's this energy of quieting the mind, but it's like it's seeking, it's like observing, not necessarily clinging to the thoughts, but observing where your mind is going. Where what are some, maybe, because there could even be some devils lurking in their area, some toxic things that have been plugged into us, or some things that we've picked up along the way, certain ideas that have kind of rooted themselves within you. And it's, maybe we've been operating out of a place of anxiety, and that's where it's like we've, like I was saying with the whole being like aware from like the neck up. It's like I feel like we've been disconnected for what our being needs as a whole. We've just put so much emphasis on the mind that that's a lot to deal with. For the mind to just process that and to not let anything else kind of get into the works here. And I feel the stars, because I'm picturing this constellation with the stars. It's like we're starting to take these pieces and starting to build the constellation that is the Emperor, that is you, Aries. And that's something that I feel with the devil also. It's not just I feel like the devil's about this toxic traits. I'm getting even like because this is Capricorn. And your ruler is in Capricorn right now. I mean, and he does, because it's a very, I feel like that's a very lucky place for you to have a planet where where your ruler is in a square with your position, which squares can be these energies of tension, of challenges, of delays. But I feel like Capricorn, unlike yourself, is where you are fast to act. Capricorn is just like, well, wait a minute, what about this thing? What about that thing? They're more methodical in how they go about it. So I feel like even though this is forming a tough place with your sign, he's still exalted in Capricorn. He's still very strong in Capricorn, because it's like now we can focus. Now we're thinking about bigger pictures. We're aiming towards God, your higher self. And really, I feel with the stars too, aiming towards your potential. But I feel that there is this energy of understanding your mind a little bit more, and then and through, and not even just your mind, connecting through how the mind understands the body now, thinking a little bit broader, in what we're doing, and seeing how where these thoughts and things, as especially when we get locked in on something, because we can, you can only, I feel like, think about some things so much there. We may have this understanding, but it's just like, how are we putting this stuff, this application of knowledge, and turning this into wisdom, turning this into action. But I feel like there's a head heart connection that's maybe missing there, Aries. So I feel like this Nine of Wands is just like, it's time to kind of go back to the drawing board in a sense. And I've been liking this. And I heard a reader say it, and then I heard like this commercial say it. I thought it was very interesting. It kind of stuck out to me. It's like, you're not starting from scratch, you're starting from experience. And that really kind of resonated in a really cool type of way. So that's something too, Aries. Big thing with meditation, just even one great place to focus on is the breath and how it moves. It's not just moving through your head, it's moving through your lungs, it's moving through your legs, it's moving through your feet, through your arms, and just like really kind of understanding yourself. I feel like a little more energetically there, and how these energies move through you. But I like that, Aries. I think I'm going to leave that there. So, if anything resonated with you, if you like that, Aries, give it a thumbs up. And share this thing, Aries, if you know someone who's maybe kind of gotten kind of strayed away from their path, maybe been feeling in a low, having troubles taking this action, becoming that emperor, even been just sort of maybe just kind of lost in all of the things, and not having troubles, and maybe kind of focusing there, Aries, kind of meditating on what you really kind of want there. And not, and again, just like, it's observing these thoughts as they're coming through. We're not controlling them, we're working with them in a sense. And then subscribe there, Emperor. Hit that bell button to get notified when I release videos each week. And then just a reminder, again, I am open for you. So if you want to kind of get an understanding there, Aries, we can sit down, do a tarot card reading. And I also going to offer to maybe pre-recorded sessions, if that's something, maybe you're feeling like a little short on time and you can't just really sit down. I can record some things, send them to you. But I will include a link for an email to reach out to me at Aries, and also the calendar links to set up any sort of readings with me will be down in that description box for you there. So definitely check that out there, Aries. And then last little bit, If you have any Cancer in your placement, Sun, and you can find that out with me, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, come on over to the chat reading, friends. I do videos Monday through Friday there. We discuss lunar shenanigans, and I do tarot card spreads based off where the moon's at and what phase she's in, what sign she's in. It's a great old time there, Aries. And all that housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here so I can get you out of here. And I was talking about that. You got the King of Swords here. And now we're taking all those thoughts and things, Aries, and we're turning them into wisdom. And again, the only way to get that wisdom is to take action, to take what you've learned and incorporate that, and stop thinking about it and start being about it. Start embodying that energy that you want to be, you know. And I like this, and I feel like that's interesting too. Even the King of Swords is giving me this, like, you know, this wisdom comes from experience. You know, this is not going to be something where, because even in like the mind and meditation, again, you could sit there and process all these things, get this understanding, but we're still in that state of inaction. You know, we need to Emperor. Emperor is one that he knows when he needs to be still, and when the signs are right, then he knows when to respond and to start making his moves. He's very instinctual, but it's not impulsive. He moves intentionally, moves with wisdom. Everything the Emperor does is very thoughtful. So Mars and Capricorn. Absolutely. But let me get your other tarot card, or excuse me, other oracle card here so I can get you out of here, Aries. Alrighty. Thanks, spirits. You. This is basically you, Aries. Spirit guardian of the spring. And this is a card of activation. And that's literally what we've been talking about. It's time to activate this energy, Aries. But again, I feel like we're not just being, not like how we were talking about with the Queen of Wands. We're not just doing stuff just for the sake of doing things. We're doing things from a mindful place. But I love that. I love, because this to me, I love these cards here. There's a spirit guardian for each of the spring, summer, winter, and fall, and that's all the cardinal signs. You got, and you have, we're coming out of, we're under Capricorn's guardianship right now. We're technically, you know, we're in that winter period, right? Depending on where you're at in the world. But we'll soon be coming to the spring, which is your time, bringing things to life. The Capricorn energy is a time of meditation, of starting a game plan, getting things into motion, slowly starting to get these roots there. You know, the trees are shaking off the snow, buds are starting to form, and the weather is going to be just grand there, Aries. So how do you envision yourself activating? What does activation look like for you? What are you trying to activate? You know, what is that, again, what does that inner emperor look like? So I like that, Aries. I think I'm gonna leave that there. So you stay safe out there, thinking about these bigger things there, Aries, meditating on this stuff, and I love that. And you raise that vibration through the roof, because this is some big stuff. I feel like it's getting ready to come here. Something's cooking. And I feel like destiny's calling. Your higher self is calling you. Your spirit guide, your deed is there's calling you, and they're cheering you on there, Aries. And I will catch you on the next one. Later.